Business in the 217 with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. And I'm excited to talk about the return of the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon. I've been doing this race for about 10 years now, and I can attribute it to dropping 100 pounds and training for it, being able to just stay on top of my health the best I can. And joining us right now to talk about the race coming up is some of the co-organizers of the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon, Brookelyn Eazelle and Randi Lucas. Thank you for taking time with us. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. If you could just make sure to get that microphone a little close, and let's talk about this race. The past 2 years, it's been a virtual race, people running it wherever they could. I know my wife and I, we ran it around our village, which was like 5 trips all around the village. Got kind of boring. Definitely was not what we expect with the downtown race, where we're literally running history. So what's going on first Saturday of April?
Well, we're happy to welcome all our runners back downtown. Right now we have a little over 1,100 runners, which is awesome after 2 years of not having our race in person. What do you want to add to that?
It's back.
It's back, and we have a brand new after party that we could add to that. The Adams families jumped on board with us and have helped sponsor us, so we'll have the Adams family block closed down for after the race. Lots of post-race fun, drinks, music, food, people.
It's going to be a big deal because of the past 2 years. People have not been able to get together as much, so this being one of those events that brings people from all across the country together to race downtown Springfield around all of the historic sites. I'm super excited for it. So glad that you guys were able to get this together. But let's talk a little bit about some of the various things behind the scenes, right? Of course, we want to talk about the sponsors who are helping put this together. But you guys are also looking for volunteers. You need people to help kind of make sure people are staying on course, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We could use more course marshals and even probably some help at the expo the night before. And
how can people volunteer for
they could go to our race registration website. It's on Run Sign Up. I wouldn't be able to say exactly what the site is.
It's a long string of
You can also
characters.
check out our Facebook page too, because we've put the link on there several times.
And just search for Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon. You'll be able to find details about that. And it's coming up the first Saturday of April. That's the 2nd. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, next weekend.
Next weekend. Holy cow. So a lot of us have been training. I know myself. I've been getting those training runs in where I can. Super excited about this. But it's not just about the race. It's also a fundraiser, right? Tell us about some of the organizations that are going to be benefiting from this.
So our race proceeds will go to HSHS Mission Outreach and Wild Canine Rescue.
And these are 2 organizations locally that do incredible work. I know with HSHS, their mission outreach, that's actually got a global impact, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We got to do a tour there, and it was like crazy, mind-blowing, everything that they do. And that not only that, they are really what helps our race run on race morning. They do a lot for us, and that's why they get gifted the proceeds, because we couldn't do it without them. And they've been helping for years.
So again, the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon, downtown Springfield. It's coming up April 2nd. I believe 7:30 is when it kicks off, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh boy, that's going to be an
It's
early
not
morning.
that early.
Yeah, it's a lot for I'm a morning radio show host, so my alarm goes off at 3 o'clock. But
All right.
on Saturdays, I do like to sleep in a little bit, so we'll definitely be prepared for that. But people also need to be prepared for maybe some traffic disruptions going on downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a bit about maybe some of the intersections people might want to avoid for that early part of the day Saturday.
Well, I'd say definitely avoid the Old State Capitol area, where our start and finish line will be set up.
Yeah. Probably 5th, 6th, 7th around Jefferson, Cook area. Stay away from there.
And I know Lincoln Park and around the cemetery area.
And Madison and Lincoln area, that's the part that gets pretty congested too. So that's a good place to avoid.
And you'll obviously see some of the traffic being diverted around. Just keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated with us as we are back downtown running where Lincoln walked for the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon. April 2nd in downtown Springfield. I'm talking with Brookelyn Eazelle and Randi Lucas, co-organizers for the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon. Brookelyn, you were talking a bit about this is the 58th year. Tell us a bit about the history of of this incredible race?
Well, I don't exactly know the very beginning stages of it. We shared something really cool on Facebook, and someone had shared their medal from the 60s, which was absolutely, it was just so cool to see that. The race before it was downtown Springfield was out near Chatham. It started as an out and back, and as soon as when they moved it into the city is when it really just grew. They started with maybe 300 participants, and then when they brought it into the city and incorporated the Lincoln theme, got up to over 1,000.
Wow.
So, and they've just been running since.
And now how many are registered for Saturday's race?
We have over 1,100 right now.
Wow. And from all across the country?
Yes, 33 states.
Wow, that's incredible.
Which is awesome. I think the farthest one was Washington State.
That's great. And I think they'll really enjoy it. I will say about 7 or 8 miles into it, if the course hasn't changed too much, that's when you get into some hilly areas. And
that's when the fun begins.
So says somebody who's a lot more fit than I am, ready to run the race. So you mentioned the medal. I know people do this for the medal. It's a pretty cool medal this year. Tell us about that. And also, it looks like you guys are wearing the shirts.
Yep.
Yes, you want to tell them about the medal?
We got dibs on the shirts since we're the directors. We got to wear them first. The medals are pretty cool. It was an idea we kind of came up together with, and it just shows Lincoln running across in front of his house like we do on race day. So it actually slides across the front and has a Lincoln quote on the back.
The medals every year are just a treat. My wife and I have all of our medals from the past 10 years or so hanging on a wall, and just to see the progression of them, just a round medal, then the Lincoln penny, then I think for the 50th anniversary it had the $5 bill or whatever. So just fantastic stuff. Again, the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon, downtown Springfield, April 2nd, talking with Brookelyn Eazelle and Randi Lucas. Anything else that people need to know about this coming up?
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the after
I was
party.
going to say, don't forget about that.
That's going to be...
Buzzbomb Brewing is giving all the race participants a free beer.
Love it. And I was told that they can choose any beer they want.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we were able to do it to where people can walk right up to Buzzbomb with their beer tickets, and so you get to choose anything on tap, and that includes some ciders, too, for the people that don't like beer. And then Cafe Moxo will be there open for business and have a lot of good grub for everybody.
Good stuff. Well,
Kidseum, bring your kids out.
Yep.
Lots of fun over there. The whole block. It's just going to be a lot of fun.
any sponsors top of mind you guys want to share?
Well, they are sponsors. They've helped
Adam's Family,
a ton
right on.
with
Okay.
organizing our after party, so everybody needs to go and support them and drink the beer and eat the food and have the fun. Otherwise, we have a lot.
ahead.
Did you want?
I was just going to shout out to America Ambulance, too, because they're going to be out on the course with paramedics and their other EMS staff, making sure to keep the runners safe.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to give them a shout out.
Well, thumbs up. Thank you both for coming in. I'm looking forward to the race. It's April 2nd, downtown Springfield. They're looking for volunteers. Find them on Facebook. Just search Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon. And you can also see a complete list of sponsors there with their website. But again, keep in mind, we're going to be down there racing and try to avoid certain areas. You don't want to get tied up in traffic or be a nuisance to us runners. Okay,
Don't run the runners over.
Keep us safe.
Yes, absolutely. Brookelyn Eazelle and Randi Lucas, co-directors for the Lincoln Presidential Half Marathon, thank you both for taking time with us today on WMAY.